Hello. This video is about fine-tuning of stable diffusion. So basically, stable diffusion is a text-to-image generation deep learning model that is used to generate detailed image, which is um, depend on the conditions on the text description. So uh, there are different way to fine-tune the stable diffusion. So one of the way is fine tuning the stable diffusion is dream booth. So basically, dream booth is Google's text to image generation diffusion model that can also use to generate text with image to image generation and create a realistic picture of subject from several angle of view. That is here um, I am training this diffusion model with dream booth. Okay, so it basically it this model is too heavy to load a good load this model, and it require a good system configuration. That minimum requirement is 16 GB GPUs and at least cuda 11 or younger version of cuda installed in our system. So first of all, I'm going to fine tune stable diffusion with a textual inversion. With inversion, okay. In this we are focusing to create a personalized image based on the custom style or object. So basically, I'm going to show how are my object data set are look like. So so these are the data set of which I have to train. Okay. So before going to train the this model with stable diffusion, I'm going to mm, I'm going to show how can you set up the stable diffusion in your system. So first of all, you can download download any stable diffusion model with the Hugging Face. So basically, I'm going to use stable diffusion version 1.4 original. So I have downloaded their weights. It is quite heavy model, almost 2 GB. This is 1.4 GB, and this is almost 2 GB data. Okay, so I'm going to use invoke AI model that having pre-trained stable diffusion, and that with the help of invoke AI, I am going to fine tune my data in stable diffusion. So first of all, I clone this Git repository, and here, and this is I clone the invoke AI repository here and install its dependency in my system. So to install its dependency, you can look here. Uh, you can check the requirements file and simply install it through pip. like pip install requirements win collab cuda.txt. After successfully installation of the requirement, we are going to prepare our data set. So I'm putting my data set in training data repository, and the key data is my class where I have to train this data. uh, okay, and one thing is that the data should be in 512 into 512 image size, and so should be a similar textual information. All right, then for training the data set, we have to set the configuration of the model. So to set the configuration of the model, we simply go to the config files, and in stable diffusion, here we can see different configuration files are present. So simply we are going to fine tune our dataset. So I'm going to open this v1 fine tune dot yml file. Yeah. And here I am going to change a little bit with my system configuration. I am using NVIDIA tool CUDA toolkit, CUDA 11.6, and I have a GPU of NVIDIA RTX 3080. So depending on my system configuration, I had changed this model configuration here. So these are parameter are rest are similar. These all parameter are same. Here is the parameters that you need to change with your dataset. Like I have a dataset of dogs, so I have initialized the dataset is photos of my uh, dog, and rest of things are okay. And in the training data set, I'm going to change some parameter, like batch size. I'm going to put it to 1 because I have only 10 GB of RAM in my GPU, so model is too heavy. So uh, so that I'm putting batch size 1, and number of worker I have reduced to 1, and also reduce image size that I am going to I'm going to train, that is 256, and validate image size is also 256. Yeah, rest of things are okay. And after uh, setting this data parameter, I am set this trainer parameter. Maximum step is 4000. If you have 16 GB or above, 16 plus above GPU, then you can also put this maximum step is x 40,000 or 4 lakh, depend on your system configuration. Because yeah, the the more the more maximum step is going to train your data accurate. So after setting these parameters, I'm going to save this. um, After this I'm going to uh, check my main file where I have to train the dataset. This is my main file that is default find in this Git repository, and we can simply pass this parameter like that these arguments I have passed in main file that are I am showing this. So this is I am running the main Python main file, and the base configuration that that is my file that is my training configuration file is this that are present in config folder. You can see this here. So after this I am going to tag this name as default, and I am going to going to use embedding manager checkpoints that is that are I am downloading from this Hugging Face 1.4 weights, and I have put it in models repository. Yeah, here this is my checkpoints, and this is my some VAE MSC 8 lakh 40,000 EMA per checkpoint. That is another model of stable diffusion. Okay, after that we have named this name this train model as my key or something. You can change this as your wish, and I'm going to use GPU 0 because I have only one GPU available in my system, so GPU 0 is by default. And here is my training data repository where I have put my all trainable data. Okay, here and I put no test here because after training the dataset, I don't want to test my dataset because I have not much memory enough left after training, so I put this. And after running this, it will take a few times 30 or 40 minutes to train this model. So I'm going to pause my video here because it will take a long time to train. So here my training is done, and I have to check my trained model. So for this I am going to check my logs where I have trained model this, that is my key, and these are the parameter where I have to save this. So I'm here is the model checkpoints that are saved at the end. So here is this is the model is checkpoint that is saved during the starting of the trainable parameter, and this is the checkpoint that are saved with uh, after uh, after uh, running all the epoch and performing all the steps. So my last checkpoint is trainable checkpoint is this, which is uh, trained here. Okay, so here I can see where this is my train image generated here by model. This is all my train images generated here. What is one is okay, so at the end we are going to test our model. For the testing of the model, we can simply test it through the we can simply import the generator model, and we can call the embedding path of our trained model, and we are using stable diffusion 1.4. So uh, here we are going to load our trained model, and we are going to give some prompt text here. After this we are going to generate a result and save it out the output directory. So it will save in output directory with name of this. Okay, at the end we can see we are just a minute. I'm going to run this file. So here I am going to run my python test .py file. Just a minute. Okay, I am putting my model on 6-bit. Okay. Yes. Model. Just a minute. So here after running this model and testing this, I got this result as output. Yeah, let me check. I got this result with my trainable dog picture. So this is all about fine tuning stable diffusion with our own custom data. So thank you for this video.